attack coming from far away.
Not coming, Bruce. It's already here.
Welcome back, guys, to the Elvis and Jesus movie show. My name is Elvis Garcia.
And I'm Jesus Ramble.
And today we are going to be talking about the Justice League trailer that has just dropped. We actually brought on a guest that we've been waiting for him for a while. He was going to start with us, but he is now here. So he's going to be... so Mike Hamilton, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, this is Mike Hamilton. Again, I'm here because I got common interests. I like comics, movies, nerd, sci-fi, you name it. I'm a self-proclaimed nerd person, so I'm happy to be here, happy to join the team, be one with the fellas. Again, I love being here. Thanks for having me, guys. Happy about this Justice League premiere. Ready to talk about it.
All right.
Yeah. Did an ocular pat down on Mike. He clears. He's all good. Good guy.
So, Mike, me and Jesus, we actually did a top 5 most anticipated movies. I think it was our first episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was our first episode.
It was our first episode, and we know you have a top 5 list. So we wanted to see exactly you can review our list because we don't know. We've talked about movies every day at work. We do work with you, so I'm kind of interested in what your top 5 is because I already said my top 5. He said his. Yeah. You want to give us a little bit of that flavor?
Yeah, I'll drop some knowledge on you movie buffs, Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start from the bottom. All right, so my number 5 was Justice League. So I'm happy we're here. We get to talk about number 5, Justice League. With all the bad press, I think it's deserving as my number 5. Now I'm a little bit more excited. I probably would have moved it up earlier had I, just built this anticipation. My number 4 right now is Thor. I'm pretty excited about that. I think the storyline is going to be something epic. So, I really like where that one's going to go. I'm hoping to hear more about it soon. My number 3 is Logan. Mm-hmm. I don't need to talk about Logan too much. I think enough has been said about Logan, the premiere. We saw it. You guys did an amazing review on it. Again, not only on this podcast, but I'm a fan, so I appreciate you guys.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was, Hey, my number 2 is Dunkirk. Gotta go there. Dunkirk. I'm a fan of Nolan. I'm excited to see what he does with that topic. So he's done some amazing things. And then my number 1 is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Number 1.
Number 1, man. That's it. That's all you need.
That was your number 1, right, EJ?
That's my number 1. Come on.
Number 1.
Yeah, we're going to Celebration, man. Of course, it's going to be my number 1 from day 1.
It was weird. You said Justice League at number 5, and I'm just like, Justice League didn't even make my list out of all the movies, and I was like, but this trailer, it might have changed. Yeah. But yeah, Dunkirk was my number 1, so I'm ready for that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about movies, Your list is going to change depending on what you see, when you see it, and how they hype it up. The marketing is key to these movies.
Yeah, I think that's the point of a top 5 list, that they're always going to change. And when it comes out, I want to compare exactly towards the end of the year when we do our top 5 worst, and then we can maybe see where we rank our top 5 best. Let's see if... Pretty much if our top 5 lived up to our expectations. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be interested in to see all 3 of us. So it's going to be... I think it'll be weird. I mean, for me, I know Last Jedi is going to be number 1. It's always going to be number 1. Even if it's literally the worst movie. Bad. Even if it's the worst rated movie, it will be my number 1 still. Just because I'm a Star Wars fan.
Biased.
Yeah, you're a little biased. But that's
I'm a little biased. I'm a fanboy. I can be a blind fanboy sometimes, and I admit that, but... Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if Captain Underpants became my number 1 for the year.
Then I'll probably kick you off the podcast.
You're done. Get off.
We'll make a little animated little baby show for you.
Yeah.
Yes. Animated podcast.
You're done.
There we go.
But yeah, so we are going to talk about the Justice League trailer that just dropped. When did it drop? I think it was Saturday. Saturday it just dropped. So we have not spoken to each other about... We just watched the trailer again. Probably, for me, it was probably my 10th time watching it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to just... We're going to literally look at it frame by frame, and we're going to say our best parts, what we loved about the trailer, and what we didn't. We're confused, a little mysterious about the trailer. But
some hits and misses, pretty much.
Yeah, some hits and misses. I mean, so without further ado, I guess we could start now.
Let's start with Mike.
Yeah,
I think
the guest of honor.
Exactly.
He's going to start right now. Mike, give me some of the things that stood out in this trailer to you.
It's a big honor. I gotta say, it's a lot of pressure.
We treat our guests with respect
Yeah.
and honor.
Free cookies at the door.
Free cookies. I did get those free cookies.
Yeah.
You know, coming in, it's a lot to live up to. A lot of expectation going into this movie. So, you know, for me, I gotta say Aquaman. I gotta say the biggest hitter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Aquaman really stood out, I think, as the biggest character that everybody's looking up to. That he really stood out in this trailer right now. For me, he kind of had this Viking-esque appeal to him.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you know.
Khal Drogo under the sea.
Khal Drogo, Viking-esque, drinking beer. I really liked his ghost ride in the Batmobile. You know, that was pretty funny. Little retro look there. The scenes Zack Snyder sets up for Aquaman are amazing. I mean, the waves crashing, everything. So he was a standout. I think Flash, I didn't know how they were going to do Flash. I don't know if they were going to copy the way Marvel did it. You know, they slow everything down and all of a sudden, you know, everybody's moving fast. Were they going to do that for Flash or not? And they seemed to do it pretty
Are you
well.
talking about Fox?
The Quicksilver. Yeah, I think it's talking about
which
the Quicksilver.
are you talking about?
So both Fox
Oh, that's
and
right.
Marvel.
Yeah, they did do both. Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and both of them, they kind of, I mean, they did a little bit different techniques. I was just interested to see how they were going to handle Flash here.
Because in Age of Ultron, that Quicksilver was more like a Flash, like you could see like his streak a little bit.
Yeah.
And in the
Fox did it better.
it was more like
Yeah.
time froze, and he was pretty much just running like through time.
Yeah.
So it was more like, I don't know, it kind of felt like more like a time travel. This one was more like I'd probably say like a Marvel one, but
Yeah, you know, and this one was almost like he disappeared and reappeared in different spots. But I thought it was interesting in the way they did him, because Flash is supposed to be faster than any other comic character out.
Yeah.
So,
that was the first
you know, this is supposed to be big. So I thought he was a big standout.
Oh, yeah, I thought his scenes in the trailer were pretty cool, too.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, you know, those were some of the big scenes that I liked. How about you, EJ?
well, if we look at it right away, it starts off like literally like it looks like Antarctica or something. It looks like they're gonna. It looks like Batman that he's going right away and he's looking for pretty much Aquaman to recruit him. So he's trying to recruit him, and I guess they're not gonna do like a tropic type. I guess where Aquaman's located is like freaking one of the
In like Alaska
North
or something.
Pole or something, North or South Pole. But I mean, you see Batman on horseback, which is kind of honestly. I was kind of like thrown off on it. I'm like,
It's kind of like homage to Dark Knight Returns.
yeah, it was kind of homage,
Yeah.
but for me, I was kind of puzzled. I'm like, this guy has a bat pod. This guy has a plane, and you see him riding a horse in like freezing.
The
he's
bat
looking like
horse.
he's freezing, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, come on, man, just go in bat pod, just like do something. But
The bat speedboat.
I guess they try to do that to like maybe like make you feel like he's actually like going out himself. He's like, I'm gonna go on a horse. And I'm gonna go find Aquaman, even though Aquaman's under the water, which you would think you would see him in maybe a submarine or something like that. You know, the guy's in. So it's pretty much like he was
It's like
waiting.
in the first teaser trailer, he was talking about the King's Tide, and Aquaman comes out every I don't know, like every so often for the King's Tide, and like brings
'cause
fish and all that stuff. And I guess it was that time the King's Tide, and that's when I guess he found out that Aquaman was going to be there. So
yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, and that's what I mean, like Viking-esque, you know? Why is he up in these, like, snow-ridden mountains and, you know, in this, I don't know, tundra, you know? I mean, you'd think Atlantis is out somewhere in the tropics. You
Yeah,
know?
that's what I'm saying. You would think. I mean, that's what. It's going to be kind of interesting to see exactly where they place Atlantis, because when they do show little parts like with Mira and maybe like some Aquaman, like Atlantean soldiers, it looks like a murky. It's not. It doesn't look very tropic. But the next scene that you do see,
It's underwater, so
yeah, it's underwater. But I wanted to see like some coral. I wanted to see like Sebastian the Crab. I want to see Little Mermaid. I want to see all that stuff.
Sebastian the Crab. You want to see Krusty Krab
I
somewhere in
wanted
the
to see
background.
Ursula. I wanted to see all that. But then the next scene that you do see is they cut to what it looks like. What's his face is Cyborg's dad.
Silas Stone.
Yeah, Silas Stone. And you see right away it looks like in the corner of the house like a mother box.
Yeah. You
You see like
box.
a mother box, and he's like looking like a little puzzled. He's like, okay, how did that get there?
It's like activated.
So
Yeah.
I kind of like that they didn't give away like, oh, who put it there or something like that. But the next scene you do see a parademon.
Or you know what I'm thinking?
What?
You know how in Batman v Superman, when Batman's looking at the video files,
Yeah.
he sees Silas Stone trying to revive Cyborg, his son.
Yeah.
I think after he revived his son, he put the mother box in his house right there, just as an item just to keep in his house. And when he came, I'm thinking he came into his apartment, whatever.
Yeah.
And he sees the mother box reacting to something, and then the parademon in the background is right there. I'm thinking maybe that might have a connection to it. So that's why he looks puzzled, and that's why he looks sort of surprised to see it, going haywire.
Yeah, that's a good theory. I mean, I didn't think about that before. Quite honestly, I was a little disappointed in Cyborg, and I'm just wondering if they premiered this a little earlier and they're not done with his effects yet. You know, and so I think for me that was a little distracting. Again, I don't want to go into the negatives yet, but I think for me that sidetracked me from that storyline. But I think that's an interesting theory. I kind of agree with that now that you're talking about it.
Yeah, because we all know Zack Snyder is a visual director.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yep.
You can tell, like, he was like, I'm not going to go with any story because honestly, like, let's see how the story's going to be. Because it looks like another world-ending superhero movie, which is what I kind of didn't like about this. Like, you can see, it looks like in one of the scenes, like the Amazonians.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the parademons going at war.
Yeah, that was an interesting scene.
I didn't like it because it seemed like a world ending, but I liked it also because for me, I would love to see the Amazon women, and let's see if they combine
the force with Atlanteans.
With Atlanteans,
Yeah.
and that will be a great. Oh man,
that would be
It's gonna remind me that what was it? The opposite, because you see both sides go to war in Flashpoint Paradox, the animated movie, and in the comic book, they go against each other. So yeah, so if you can see, because you see ships, they're gonna need people to fight.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like, but I kind of see what Justice League is doing. They're kind of taking a little bit from Avengers with the Chitauri or something like that.
Yeah, the Chitauri.
Chitauri. Yeah, so they're like, I kind of don't like that because it's just like you're seeing your heroes just fight like aliens, and you're gonna be like, okay, well they're gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
Like you don't see. That's
You
why
don't
I want
see
to
the threat.
see exactly when, because this movie's villain they've announced it's Steppenwolf, so it's gonna be. Let's see if Steppenwolf comes out. Let's see when he comes out. I want to see, hopefully, not in the third act. I want to see him a little bit in the second act, but let's see if he can. I want to see him match up against our heroes and see if like we can actually see them in peril. So like you could be like, okay, like you can see that the heroes might lose. Like you don't want it to be like they just gang up on them and beat them and the movie's over.
I just hope he's not like Jesse Eisenberg.
Better not.
Luthor, nah. But speaking about that Amazonians against the parademons in that trailer, some people are saying that could be like a flashback to them going to war and all that stuff. And I mean, it could be, but I don't know. But it's like EJ said. I think that's gonna be very interesting. That's gonna be a cool scene to watch. Full battle scene, all that stuff, and Zack Snyder's history with 300. It's pretty. You can tell the battle scenes are pretty interesting. So I wouldn't mind seeing something like that with Amazonians and parademons going head to head.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I mean, we should talk about that. I mean, Steppenwolf. Why choose him? Why him as the lead? I mean, I get that he's a general. I get kind of the storyline. If they're going to go to war, they need a villain general who's going to maybe bring that war to the JLA. You know what I mean?
So that's who he is. He's a general.
He's a
I didn't
general.
even know who he was until I saw Batman v Superman.
Yeah, he's a general of Darkseid's, which I kind of like that they did that. They didn't just like blow their load and be like, all right, we're going to put Darkseid right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he pretty much, Darkseid is pretty much like saying like, all right, I'm not going to go down there. I'm not going to make it worth my time. He doesn't know how these heroes are. So he's like, Steppenwolf, go down there, take care of business. You know what I'm saying?
Handle my light work.
Yeah. So then it's good because you might maybe see. I wonder if we are gonna see Darkseid in this movie. I think we might see him towards the end.
Maybe like the Avengers did. Maybe like just show little scenes of Darkseid. Have little snippets of him talking and then all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I'm wondering. I mean, how strong is he? I mean, the little that I know about Steppenwolf is he wasn't that strong. So, is this a precursor to something else building? I think it is, and what kind of universe are they building with this movie? I'm glad that they didn't show him in this trailer. I think I agree with both of you guys. I think this is very little storyline.